Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to share with you a container update on some of my container projects that I've done here on my channel this season. So starting with these two hanging baskets here, and I actually moved them up close to the house. They look a little wild and crazy now. We actually had some crazy winds blow through a few days back, and you can see they look a little crazy wild, but I still wanted to share with you the update because I wanted to share with you how these are looking now. So if you remember back, the first pack of petunia seeds, these Petite Charmer blend, I planted in both of these hanging basket containers. Now, I did a little bit of an experiment where I wanted to see if the germination rate was different if you just sprinkle them in lightly or you actually cover them with potting mix. And so I actually took one container and sprinkled the seeds on the top, just pressed them in lightly with my hand. I did not cover them up. But in the other container, I planted them like I always do, sprinkled the seeds down, and then sprinkled some potting mix on top, and then I just watered them in. And you know what? Even though the packs always say that light aids in germination, I always have no problems with germination when I cover up my seeds. Maybe because I just cover them lightly, I don't know, but they always germinate just fine. So you can see here, just in a few weeks, these were just full of the little seedlings here. These containers were packed. I decided not to thin them out because I wanted tons of blooms in here, and so I just kind of let them go and do their thing. And you can see these are just packed full of beautiful blooms. And so buying your seeds and planting them yourself instead of buying plants already at the store at the garden centers can save you a whole lot of money. Yeah, you got to wait for them to bloom, but I think it's really fun to kind of be able to just sprinkle some seeds down for $1 or $2, and then you have beautiful plants later on in the season. Now this next container here, if you remember, I planted this sedum right in the center, and I was able to find this sedum at Rural King. It was called Munstead Dark Red, and I just love these beautiful sedum. They're perennials. They just do so well. Now the container looked a little bit sad because it was small in the center, and until it really takes off and starts to grow, I wanted to plant something around the edges. So I decided to plant these seeds here, the Garden Party blend, and these are supposed to be larger blooms. And guys, it turned out really beautiful. So guys, here is how it's looking now. You can see that sedum in the center has really grown. It is really filling in this container. You can see they start to make these little flower heads, and they'll start to turn color. This one is more of a pink color now, and it'll turn more of a darker red as the season goes on. So again, love the sedum, but look at these petunias. You can see they're doing fantastic, really starting to fill in around the sedum and those beautiful pink colors. I just love it. Now these are supposed to have bigger blooms, and they do. I actually took one of the smaller Petite Charmer blend petunias, and you can see here side by side the size difference. But guys, overall really happy with these petunia seeds. Now this next container here, look at this Coleus. Coleus, one of my favorite annuals to grow. They're just so easy. They're just so beautiful. They get really big. So this container here started out with this one Coleus plant that I purchased right in the center, and 3 of these beautiful lime green Angelina stonecrop sedum. And just in a few weeks, I'm telling you, they just took off, filled in, and this container is just so big and beautiful. So I know when you first plant things up, you have a lot of spaces, a lot of dirt showing, but just give it time. This Coleus will just take off and fill in, and you don't need to cram this container full of other plants. Now, speaking of Coleus, if you remember, I planted another Coleus in a smaller container, and both of the Coleus were about the same size when I planted them up. But you can see this is what this one looks like now. Even though this is a smaller container, this Coleus just filled it in, and I think it turned out really beautiful. Coleus are just so easy to grow. You just give them water, and then they just look beautiful for you. Now, I wanted to also share with you, since we're over here by my mailbox post, this other plant here. This is a sedum called October Daphne, and I just love it. I think I purchased it last year, and through the winter it looked like it was dead, but you just cut it back, give it time, and this thing will grow and look beautiful. And that's why I just love these sedum. They're just so reliable, just reliable perennials. And speaking of a reliable perennial, this sedum, one of my favorites, called Autumn Fire. This is my third year having this plant, and it just gets so big and beautiful every year. So you cut it back late fall or early spring, whatever you choose. You'll start to see that new growth, late winter, super early spring, and it will just start to get big and beautiful for you. Those flower heads will start to turn as the season goes on, more of a pink, then to a darker red in the fall. I just love it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, seeing these container updates, seeing the seed update. I thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more gardening content. You can watch my videos now, and I'll see you later. Bye.